Hello, greetings to you all. Today we are going to talk about the entrance into higher teacher training colleges that have been launched around the country. We have a total of four higher technical teacher training colleges, one in Bambili, one in Douala, one in Kumba, and one in Ebolua. Then we also have a total of four higher teachers training colleges, one in Bambili again, one in Yaoundé, one in Betwa, and one in Marwa. Worthy of note is that all these teacher training colleges have the first cycle and the second cycle. The first cycle is opened to holders of the GCE advanced level or the BAC certificate, while entrance into the second cycle is open to holders of the bachelor's degree or the license. Now, these entrants have all been launched. We have taken up time to go through all the orders launching these entrance examinations. There are some elements that we would like to talk about. The first one is the first article. The first article establishes the formal launching of the entrance exam into these colleges, thereby setting the number of places. Remember that for you to enter into a higher teacher training college or a higher technical teacher training college, you enter into a department or what they call specialties or what you may refer to as subjects. These exams have been launched, and the number of places with respect to these subjects have also been stated. So you have to look at the corresponding number of spaces available. Remember, this is not a certificate exam, it is a competitive entrance exam. So you can as well have 100%, but you are still not successful. You are going to compete with others, and this competition is with respect to the available number of places. Check and be sure that you see the number of places that are available. Then you may also compare. Remember that the writing dates for these exams, they vary. So you can register and write more than one at the same time. You can choose to write the higher teacher training college or the higher technical teacher training college, or you can join, you write all of them because the dates for writing are not the same. So you can choose to write more than one. Then when you are choosing to write for any institution, make sure you check and you compare the number of available places. There's a higher teacher training college in Marwa is having one of the highest number of spaces that are available. Then you want to check to see the latest date to submit files. The latest date to submit files. For example, for ENS Bambini is the 13th of October 2021. And the writing date for ENS Bambili is the 16th of October 2021 for first cycle and the 17th of October for second cycle. And when you go to your community, you have to check the latest date to submit your files and make sure that you are within the date limit that has been set to submit your files. And also take note of the writing date. You make a note of that date and you keep somewhere. These are important elements that you need to take note of. Then we also have the age limit. The age limit, it varies. You have to check whether you are qualified to write these exams. Most of these exams have a precondition, a pass in A levels with at least two subjects, not including religious studies. So you have to be sure that you are qualified before you register for the exams. It is good to check, first of all, your qualification and your age limit. Age limit is very, very important. So age limit, you find it there on your on the communique. Most people go writing exams without checking the orders launching the exam. It's very important to check the order that launches an exam before you go registering for the exam. Another very important issue that you may want to look up for, the elements to put together in order to submit your files for these exams. It's not good for you to submit files and your files are rejected at the end. So we're going to take up time to explain all the elements that you are supposed to compile together and submit in order to register for these exams. The very first item is your application form. This application form is to be filled and downloaded online. Most of these institutions have online registration formalities. That means you do your registration online, you download your receipt online, and you print. That constitutes the first element. The very first thing is known as the application form, and which is mostly filled and downloaded online. In the event where your form will not be filled and downloaded online, you can collect them from all the 10 regional delegations of secondary education. Go to the regional delegations of secondary education and they'll give you the form. That is in the case that the form will not be filled and downloaded online. But for most of them, in fact, all of them, you have to do on registration online first and download and print the form online. The second item is a certified photocopy of birth certificate. I want to stress here, some of the institutions require a certified photocopy of birth certificate, while others require a certified typed copy, a typed certified copy of birth certificate. These are two different documents. A typed certified copy of a birth certificate is not the same as a certified photocopy of birth certificate. You find the certified typed birth certificate, for example, in Bambili Higher Teacher Training College, which is a different document. It means you take your birth certificate, it is typed. That means the information on it is typed out before you take it to the competent authorities, mostly divisional officers, to sign. Whereas in other institutions like the Higher Teacher Training College in Bedua, the Higher Teacher Training College in Yaoundé and others, they require that you only do a photocopy of your birth certificate, take to the DO's office, and it is signed. So you need to take note that some institutions will require that certified typed birth certificate, others require certified photocopy of birth certificate. But in either cases, it must not be more than 6 months old. Not being 6 months old means that when it was signed for certification, when it was certified, it should not be more than 6 months old. You need to take note of this. Now, after this, we have results transcripts of ordinary level. Results transcripts of ordinary level, probatoire and GCE A level. Right. The next item is a certified photocopy of your A levels or your baccalaureate. Remember, we are talking about those going in for the first cycle. So, the certified photocopy of your A levels. Now, apart from the certified photocopy of your A levels, you have a medical certificate of fitness. Medical certificate of fitness is issued only and exclusively. It is issued exclusively by a state registered medical doctor working in a state hospital. Take note, if you go and establish a medical certificate from any other hospital, it will not be valid. Then we also have a certificate of non-conviction. Remember that your certificate of non-conviction is issued by the legal department in the jurisdiction where you were born. Where you were born. It means that if you were delivered, wherever you were delivered, you have to find out. Most these legal departments are found at the divisional headquarters. You have to find out where the legal department in your area of birth, in your division of birth is found. Then you go there and you establish a non-conviction. And you can as well establish your non-conviction in Yaoundé. It means that you have two places to establish a non-conviction. The first is the division of birth, where you were born. I stress here where you were born, not where you originate and not where you live. You do your non-conviction where you were born, or you do it in Yaoundé. There are only two centers to do non-conviction, where you were born and in Yaoundé. Then, when you have your non-conviction, you now have to pay the examination fees. For most of the entrance examinations, the examination fee is 20,000 francs. It is paid either to a bank account that has been given or through mobile money. Some of them accept bank transfers and others accept mobile money payments. So you will have to choose the one that is convenient for you. And remember that this amount is non-refundable. And if you want to write more than one entrance, it means that you also pay more than one examination fee. Then after that, you're supposed to have a large envelope. They call it a self-addressed envelope. Now, of what importance is this envelope? Normally, the policy is that when you register for an exam, if you succeed the entrance, then your documents will be used. Now, in the event where you don't succeed, your documents are supposed to be sent back to you. So this envelope will serve the purpose when the documents are to be sent back to you. The documents will be sent through the post office. So when you register for an exam and you don't succeed, you can comfortably go to the post office and withdraw your documents. And if these documents have not yet expired, you can still use them and register for any other exam. The last but not the least item for those going in for first cycle is two passport size photographs. Now, these two passport size photographs you can just snap them, and the photographer will give you passport size photographs. So these are the elements, and when you are addressing your envelopes, you need to be very careful. Your name should be there, the town where you reside should be there, and your address, how you can easily be located, should be there, and your phone number. It will be good to include it there, and you add also a postal stamp. And there are some candidates who do not know what it takes to register for an exam, or when we say certified copies of documents. Now, for you to certify any document, the official procedure is simple. Affix a physical stamp to the document and take it to the competent authority. Competent authorities to certify documents for entrance into higher teacher training colleges and higher technical teacher training colleges is divisional officers. So if you go to the office of a divisional officer, he's competent to sign your documents. You go to the office of a governor, go to the office of a senior divisional officer, they will also sign your documents. But for certified copies, go to the divisional office. That's the office of the divisional officer, and you easily sign your documents there. Once you have a physical stamp on your document and you take to the divisional officer's office, it should be signed and certified for you. So it's that easy and that simple. And for the second cycle, for those who are interested in applying for the second cycle, here are the items you have to look out for. You have the application form. The application form, you also have to fill it, and you also have to fill it online, download and print. For most of the exams, you fill online, download and print. So that is the application form. After the application form, you have a certified photocopy of birth certificate. And again, for some institutions, they require certified typed birth certificate, while others will require certified photocopy of birth certificate. Now, you will have to read the order launching the entrance into the school you want to write and see if it is a typed birth certificate or photocopy of birth certificate. Again, do not be confused. Certified photocopy of birth certificate, you simply photocopy your birth certificate, put a physical stamp to it, take the original of the birth certificate along with the photocopy with a physical stamp on it to a divisional officer's office. It will be certified for you. Now, if it is a typed, certified true copy of your birth certificate, you need to first of all type out the information on the birth certificate. After typing, you put a physical stamp to it. When you put a physical stamp on it, you now take the original of the birth certificate together with the typed copy, having a physical stamp on it, to the divisional officer's office, and they will certify it for you. Remember, certifying documents are free of charge. You only need to put a physical stamp on it and it will be certified for you. Now, the second thing, for those going in for second cycle, you have official transcripts. Official transcripts of level 1, level 2, and level 3 of the bachelor degree. You have official transcripts of level 1, level 2, and level 3. These transcripts, you can obtain them from your university, from the university where you obtained your bachelor's degree. Then the other item for those going in for second cycle is a certified true copy of your bachelor's degree. You can certify your bachelor's degree either in your university or you take it to the DO's office. Again, you can photocopy it, put a physical stamp to it, and then take it along with the original to the DO's office. They will certify it for you. And remember, certification is again free of charge. Then we have a medical certificate of fitness. A medical certificate of fitness is issued by a state registered medical doctor working in a state hospital. A state registered medical doctor working in a state hospital. Do not make an error to obtain a medical certificate of fitness from any other institution. It may not be valid. And you have to find out also designated centers to obtain these documents. Then we have a certificate of non-conviction. Again, like I said, the certificate of non-conviction is issued exclusively by one of two centers. It is either issued by the legal department in the division where you were born or issued in Yaoundé. Make no mistake, those are the only competent centers where you can establish non-convictions for yourself. And again, the registration fee here is paid either into a bank account or using mobile money transfers. You need to read the order launching the entrance into the school you want to write to be versed with this. And remember that the registration fee is non-refundable. And again, registration fee is for an exam, which means if you are writing more than one, you need to pay more than one registration fee. Then you also need a large envelope, self-addressed with a postal stamp. And like I said, this envelope would permit the authorities to send back your document if in case you are not successful in the exams. Remember that if you write an exam and you don't succeed, you can go to the post office and collect your documents from the post office. So this envelope, you're supposed to write your name on it and write your address on the envelope such that if you can be located and given back your documents if you do not make it. And the last but not the least is 2 passport size photographs. You also have no reason to panic. You have a right to register for the exams. You are qualified for the exams. You have the right to register. Do not panic. And if you doubt anything, contact those who know and let them explain it to you. And also take note, check out the examination papers because most of these institutions have marks amounting to up to 30% of the entire exam that is given for school attendance. It means that those who regularly attended schools will have advantage over those who did not attend schools. That is why they need transcripts from you. So you have to check to see the percentage allocated for school attendance. Major items to take note of. Registration form. Registration forms are filled, downloaded, and printed online. You fill them online and you download from the online portal given. Each of these institutions have their online registration portal. You fill your registration form there, download and print. The second thing, certifying documents. For you to certify a document, photocopy the document, put a physical stamp on the photocopy, not on your original. Physical stamp on the photocopy. Take the photocopy alongside the original to the DO's office. The DO will certify the document for you free of charge. All you need to do is put a physical stamp to the photocopy. In the case where typed birth certificates are required, type the birth certificate, put the physical stamp on the typed birth certificate, then attach the original to it, take it to any DO's office closer to you, they will certify it free of charge. Then you have medical certificate of fitness. Medical certificate of fitness is issued exclusively. It's not every medical doctor who can give you a medical certificate of fitness that will qualify or permit you write the entrance into higher teacher training colleges. All right. Then we have non-convictions. And I've said that non-convictions are issued exclusively by one of two centers. You choose where to have your non-conviction, either the division where you were born or in Yaoundé. Take note of these points. And as you write, remember it is competitive, and you will only be successful within the available number of places that have been stated in Article 1. Good luck as you write your exams. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch our next video.